Top Interview Series. I'm your host, Mike Martin from Top Down Strategies. Today, I'm joined by Bhaskar Kende, the COO of Prana Life Sciences. Bhaskar, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate the time that you're giving us.
Hello,
So,
Michael. Thanks for having me.
absolutely. So, to start off, maybe just if you wouldn't mind doing a quick introduction and tell us a little bit about your business and yourself.
First of all, again, thank you for having me, Michael. It's a pleasure talking to you on this podcast, and I've been listening to your podcast. Very interesting. Yeah, as you mentioned, I'm one of the co-founders for Prana Life Sciences. We are a technology startup, I would say. We are still a startup, very much. We are located in Philadelphia area. And me and my partner and our team work from here, um, provide life sciences technology services to pharma biotech clients. So you can say pretty much we are a tech firm in a life sciences industry.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's a great industry to be in. So,
Yeah.
and maybe kind of building upon that, what inspired you to start your own company? What was that spark that of entrepreneurship?
That's very interesting. I would like to, I look at it from two different angles. Growing up, I always saw, Michael, that, entrepreneurs, the job creators, they are respected, valued everywhere. If you go anywhere, entrepreneurs are the ones which are respected more. And I also respect entrepreneurs more.
Mhm.
Maybe a mom and pop shop on the main street here are larger entrepreneurs, because they are the ones really I feel they invent, they bring in new ideas. They are the ones who take on the risks. They are the ones who create new paths, and ultimately they give jobs to a lot of people. So that was my inspiration to start a business. But life sciences tech business, that is a very quite a story. I was a technology person. I like giving technology solutions and work in the technology. But when I started working in the life sciences industry, I realized one thing, that this industry was a little bit hesitant when it came to implementation of technology,
Mhm.
for one or the other reason, and it always lagged behind. It's not like the banking industry or finance industry or insurance industry who implement technology maybe in the first place as soon as they are invented. They
Mhm.
are eager to use those technologies. But life sciences, I saw somehow there was a hesitation. I wanted to go to the root of it and see if I can play a little role in breaking that and bringing technology to the life sciences industry faster. And when I started looking at it, I started realizing there was opportunity, and that's how Prana Life Sciences was born.
Great. I love it. Yeah, I mean, you said a lot of great things there. I think I too have that belief that, entrepreneurship is very vital to any successful economy. And that's why I do what I do, because I believe that with just a little bit better information, you can get drastically improved results for your business and with entrepreneurship. So I love that sort of entrepreneurial spirit. Absolutely. Maybe you could just say a little bit more about why the hesitancy to adopt technology. And I'm assuming you're talking about the technology to run their business, and maybe a little bit about how you have found that to be able to help them adopt faster, better, easier.
Yeah. I think there may be multiple reasons, and what I found were one of the main reasons were the regulatory compliance. Um, Life sciences is a very heavily regulated industry,
Yep.
and I see often companies are ready to pay more and wait a little bit more, but they don't want to take risk, or they don't want to get into the risk zone where they may be having they have to deal more with the health authorities. They want to be safer than sorry.
Right.
Maybe that is the approach there. And
Risk adverse.
yeah. Yeah. So they are ready to spend more, they're ready to wait more. So it is the matter of confidence building. I know FDA and other health authorities in the world, across the world, they are now changing their approach. They are saying, hey,
Yep.
we are there with the technology. I mean, they are showing openness. The industries, some industry leaders are showing this the openness, and they are trying to go hand in hand with the technology changes.
Mhm.
But again, those are few blazers, and we need more maybe.
Right. Right.
So regulatory is one. The other reason is in life sciences, it's not a quick turnaround. There is a lot of research that goes in to bring one product to the market. It's a lot that goes through. These pharma companies or biotech companies, they have to go through a lot of things, and they can't afford quick changes or often changes even in technology also.
Mhm.
So we have to understand their pain, what they are looking for, and that those are, I think, reasons which lead this hesitancy in the life sciences industry, I feel.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I certainly can relate to the risk adverse. I've done a bunch of work in life sciences myself, so that totally makes a lot of sense. Um, so maybe now talking a little bit more about your business and your journey as an entrepreneur. One of the things that I find with a lot of entrepreneurs I talk to is work-life balance. So I just wanted to see, how is that for you, and how do you maintain a healthy balance and not get swallowed up by your business?
It's a very interesting question. I hope my wife and kids don't watch this video.
Yeah,
Because there are two ways to look at it, right? I mean, most times I feel that, yeah, I'm doing I'm doing good in work-life balance. But when you look at your family, your loved ones, and ask that question, they may not be on the same page. They may not answer the same way. I
right.
think it's always a work in progress. You have to be cognizant about it. And I know we are very passionate when we start the business. We want to get everything done on the day one. So we have to understand that businesses take time. It is not, we are not in the sprint, we are in marathon. And as like marathon strategy, we have to take your time. You have to conserve the energy, and you have to be ready for a long haul. And
Yeah,
if we understand that, then I think we can, we have to spend a little time to family and our health and our social life, everything, so that you don't get burnout.
absolutely. Yeah, it's really critical to have that balance and not just work and life, but really think about it in multiple aspects. It's family, it's relationships, but it's also your health and your energy for when you are working, and making sure that you don't just always work. It's absolutely critical. One of my favorite ways of looking at being effective is about managing your energy rather than thinking about managing time, right? Because time passes, we all have the same 24 hours, but if you are really effective and you have good energy for when you need it, that makes all the difference. So yeah,
Yeah. In
really
that,
like
I
that.
say, yeah, I read a book on, recently I read a book, Don't Sweat on the Small Things. I think that's where it all comes in. We have to decide which battles you want to take on and which battles you just want to let go,
Right,
and
right.
not sweat on the small things. Then I think it becomes easier to balance.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, any sort of personal rituals or habits or daily routines that help you to do that?
Uh, I think one of the best one is, I think, being around with my kids. That is one thing. When I feel that there is too much going on, I just go talk to one of them or both of them, and I realize, I mean, they sometimes show you how life can be so simple, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
as they are growing, it's a different story. But while they were growing up, that was one thing. And then I just look at it. Yeah, really, it can be simple. That
Yeah.
was one thing. Second thing is practicing. I practiced a little bit of yoga. I was a certified yoga trainer long back, many years ago, but I still practice. And that is something that I think rejuvenates um, me uh, whenever I feel down. So, and I think that is even my business partner. He's also very similar to what I'm talking. So that resonates. So what I do is I just stop by his desk. So having somebody where you can open up, where you can be, where you can talk the truth, hard realities, right? I think that ritual is also very important. I really have, I really feel that I am blessed that way. That me and my partner, we share a lot of things together, our values, and that ritual is, if you want to call that as a ritual, but
Sure.
that is one more ritual. I just say, hey, hi, we need to talk, and
Yeah.
then he says, okay, let's talk,
Right.
and I think that's one of the beautiful aspects
Right.
that I would
So do
like to
you
share.
work in an office together where you can talk? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's one more thing. Me and my partner both feel that we cannot build companies working remotely or working from home, because companies come with culture,
Mhm.
right? And we build that culture. So we both do come to office, and so do we prefer our employees, specifically those who are critical for building the business. So
Mhm.
we all come to the office and we work from office, and I clearly see the difference
Yeah.
um, with those who come to office and those who work remotely. I'm not undermining their work and their contributions. That's great,
Yeah.
but you can see the difference.
Yeah, there's really nothing like that face-to-face communication. And of course,
Yeah.
there's been studies, and one came out recently that even seeing each other over a video is nowhere near the amount of value in communicating in person. So I think through the pandemic, we had to make some changes, but there's a ton of value of an effectiveness too, I think, when you're working face to face. So absolutely. Well, thanks. It's great stuff there. Um, I love the physical yoga is important and the communication is absolutely critical. So great stuff. So being in technology, wanted to ask how you adapt and how you stay abreast of technology and how you stay on top of. I know you have a software partnership, and how do you stay on top of all of the changing technology?
That's a very good question. I think it is honest. The honest answer to that is impossible.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, totally fair. Yeah.
it's impossible. But what I think what we do is we look at it from the problem and solutions perspective. We look at ourselves as problem solvers, and we see what are the problems, what are the challenges that our customers are facing. Where are the inefficiencies? Where are they spending more time? Where are they spending more money? And how can we help them in these three areas? Building efficiency. So whether it's a clinical study going on, or whether it is setting up a system for a clinical study, or doing some data migration, and we'll look at our client and see what is their pain, if is it taking too long for doing this data migration to them, for them, and how can we bring that down. And for that, then we start looking at what do we what is how is today's technology. 15 years down back, when we did data migrations and data integrations, system integrations, we used different tools. especially data migration, or now everything is in cloud.
Mhm.
We have so many regulatory restrictions, and we have so many different tools, and AI is there, and ML is there. So we look at it. Me and my partner, we started learning AI and algorithms. Like, how can we build some models to solve some of the problems? How can we fit it in the fit it in the FDA's construct, right? How do we make it compliant with the regulation? And how? So when we start looking at this how, and try to solve the problems, then I think um, we come across many different tools, technologies, trends, and we evaluate them, we learn them, we make our team learn them, we push our team, we push ourselves, and whichever comes, whichever works, then we go with that solution. So it's a constant journey, I would say.
Mhm.
But one thing that we realize, that we're not going to do everything. One thing we are very clear, we want to first use the rule of elimination, what we do not want to use or what we do not want to try. It may seem a little absurd, but there is just too much of too many things out there. So focusing on one thing, getting it done, and then try to do best or better in whatever you have decided. Um, I hope I'm making sense. So that's
Yep.
that's what we keep trying,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll get there where we want to go.
Absolutely. I think you're making a lot of sense. And 2 points there I wanted to highlight. First, I love your answer about, just being truthful. And it is impossible to stay up on every single technology. And I don't think you should, because you're right in pointing out that what it's about is solving challenges and issues and taking that technology and applying it to a solution to make that solution more robust or implement faster or easier or eliminate work. So I love that answer. And you don't want to just use technology for technology's sake. It's about solving a business challenge, which is really what all the best consulting and tech firms do, right? We want to solve something. Um, the other thing I liked that you said, it's about deciding what not to do. And I think this is a common trap for many entrepreneurs, is trying to be everything for everyone or chasing too many things. And so there's a principle I use, in my business and with my clients, zero-based thinking, right? Which is about, if we had to start over, would we keep doing everything we're doing today? And you use that exercise to say, you know what, let's focus on the right thing. So, absolutely makes great sense. So, if we could, let's maybe now talk about, you know, what's coming. What do you have in store for your company? What's on the horizon for 2024? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, no, for 2024, we are very excited. We are looking forward, as again, as to what you are saying, solving challenges and solving problems in the industry. So currently, we are very focused in one area. So in 2024, we are going to be we are going to have a little bit more diversity in our solutions. We are going to broaden the horizon of our scope of work. We are going to get into some more technologies, of course, in life sciences. But that's what we are excited about. So we call something, we internally in our organization structure, we have something called as competencies. So we
Mm,
are going to build more competencies to take on more broader challenges as we grow. So we are very excited for those new competency buildings and new teams coming up in 2024.
yeah, that's great. So, that actually brings up a question for me, is in terms of your team,
Mhm.
how will you approach bringing on new core competencies? I'm assuming that you have a team that would need to perhaps learn new things and be trained.
Yeah. So in life sciences, that's one of the tricky things here. It's not like any other industry where you can just have a technology. a developer or a programmer and come in and start working day one.
Right.
They need to have sense of this industry. What are the sensitivities? What are some of the business aspects, processes, the life cycle, the culture, and most importantly, the regulatory compliance.
Yeah.
So those aspects, it takes time for teams to learn this. So what we do is we try to bring in the expertise from both, from technology world and from the business or functional world, if you want to say. And
Hmm.
in that, one good thing is we say this world is a one small village now because of the technological advances. So we go global. We don't restrict ourselves to local when it comes to looking for talent. Of course, they're saying, right, think global, act local. We do that,
Hmm.
but at the same time, we go global when it comes to talent hunt and finding right people to do the right work.
Mhm. That makes sense. So do you have to train your team on methodologies the way you want,
Oh
services to be
yes. Oh
provided?
yes. I think that is one of the biggest investments
Mm.
as an entrepreneur in the tech industry we have to be ready for, because I mean, we spend enormous amount of time and energy in training and cross training. Technical folks on the functional side, functional folks on a little bit on technology, the
Mhm.
technology folks on advanced technology, and that entrepreneurial and enterprise vision. Getting that enterprise vision ingrained into our work, everybody should be able to understand what they are doing, getting the
Yeah.
big picture,
Right.
right? And for that, continuous training is a key. And we have a dedicated training team, training
Oh, excellent.
department. And that is one area we do not compromise there. We spend our time, effort, money
Yeah.
in making sure that our staff is um, getting the best training in the industry.
Yeah, and I would imagine because you do that, you feel it pays off, right? That the investment in the training shows the results.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I can see it when I look at my a team, and I look outside in the world. I see it pays off. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So just maybe end on any advice that you might have for, aspiring entrepreneurs or other business owners, founders.
Yeah, it's a very tricky question. I think I don't feel myself there yet, but based on in my humble opinion, I would recommend a few things. First thing, many people who, when they are starting the business, it's not, I feel it's not a get rich quick scheme,
Mm,
right? And it takes time.
yeah.
You may not be able to, and it's not going to get you tons of money as they see it in the movies and news.
Overnight.
There you have overnight, yeah. Silicon Valley success stories, and I'm not saying you will not go there, right?
Mhm.
Potentially every entrepreneur has that opportunity to go there, but it takes a long time. You need consistent efforts. You need to be persistent with your dreams, and most importantly, you should not give up. There will be days there are days when it goes very hard, where then there are days when you feel you are on top of the world. In either cases, not losing the track of reality, I feel is very important. Staying
Mhm.
humble, staying with your team, staying with your dreams, and you will reach where you want to go. Really, I mean, sky is the limit, and there are just so many opportunities. There are so many wonderful things that we as entrepreneurs can do in this world.
Absolutely. Great advice. I love that. The word that came up for me while you were talking about that is being realistic. I
Yeah.
think being realistic, and whether that means you do have overnight success because you have something amazing, or realistic about the time frame. It's going to take time. We have to build. There are steps we have to take before we arrive at, whatever that next goal is. And then, of course, consistency is great. I often talk about the 1% rule. If you're off track 1% every day, a flight from New York to LA, that's 1% off. It's not going to land in Los Angeles. Um, so,
Absolutely, that is very important.
so if you strive for 1% improvement the whole time, it can be very important. So, love that. Any other parting words before we close out? Anything else you wanted to share about your company or anything?
I think parting words would be we really, every entrepreneur, they have a dream, and we have a dream as well. As Prana Life Sciences, we really want to make the difference. We want to make technology adaptable to the life sciences industry. We want to really, and we believe that we can really save a lot of time, a lot of money for our clients, and bring in a lot of efficiencies. And businesses, the functional folks, they don't have to be scared of the technology just because of the somebody from FDA is going to give a big ticket. I know we have to be compliant, we have to be very cognizant about it, but at the same time, taking on calculated risks. I mean, that's for those clients who want to take those, or who want to explore those paths. We want to be their partners, and we are there to be their partners.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Well, just a huge thank you for your time today, Bhaskar. I really appreciate it. It was great talking with you, learning about your company and the insights that you shared. So thank you for that. Um,
Thank you for having me.
and to everyone watching, thanks for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Oh, yes, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day.